Girls across the nation that'll eat this up. Babe, I know that it's your soul, but could you bottle it up? Get down to the heart of it. No, it's my heart. You're shit out of your love. Don't make me tell you again. Woo! Love, 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 love.
I do it for love.
Love, love,
What you do it for? Yeah, do it for. What you
Hi guys, this is Aubrey, my beautiful, beautiful baby. My name's Avery. I honestly have no idea how to do these things. I don't know why I'm doing this, but pretty much I'm going to be talking about my pregnancy journey, everything I went through, everything I did, and yeah, I'm just gonna go from there. So, where do I even begin? Pretty much, I found out I was pregnant August of 2018. The reason I took the pregnancy test in the first place was because, bless you, baby, for a few weeks I felt just like weird, not necessarily sick, I just like had a weird feeling, and then my boobs started to hurt really bad, and that's what told me I needed to take the test. When I took the test and it came out positive, I was at loss for words. I had no idea what to do. I was speechless. I just stared at it for a good 15 minutes before I called my friend and told her what was going on. I was in shock. It wasn't planned. I definitely did not plan on getting pregnant because at that time that I took the test, me and her father were not together. And it was just insane. There were so many emotions going through my head. So basically, the second person I told was my dad. He wasn't surprised because me and her father were never really protecting ourselves from having a baby. I had gotten pregnant before her in December of 2017, but it was an ectopic pregnancy, which means the baby was growing in my fallopian tube, and we unfortunately couldn't fix that problem, so I had to get rid of the baby. That was really hard. That hit both of us pretty fucking hard, because that's like, we heard the heartbeat and everything, and we just had no idea. Like, we were still young, and obviously I'm still young. I'm 19. But yeah, so I just it took a couple weeks for it to really hit that I was pregnant. When I told her dad, I don't know, that was just a messy situation. We got back together and he moved back in with me because we lived together for a long time. And he moved back in, and then when I was around 12 weeks pregnant, we just didn't get along anymore. Like, we couldn't stand each other. It was just really bad. So he moved back out, and at that time I lived in Nevada, and we're both from California, so he moved back to California, and it was just a really bumpy road. Sorry, I just killed an ant that was in my windowsill, so there's that. Throughout this process of me making YouTube videos, I'm probably not going to talk about her dad that much. He's just not a part of it anymore. He has nothing to do with her. We don't communicate. There's just nothing. So there's no reason to talk about him. I'm sorry I'm so bad at this. I've never done anything like this before, and I really don't know how this is gonna work out, but I'm gonna try because why not? Okay. She's mad. So when I got pregnant, like I said before, I was living in Nevada. I was living with my dad, and me and him, we got into arguments a lot, and we didn't really get along. So in October, my brother said I could come and live with him, and it took me a long time to think about, because he lives across the United States. All of my family's in California. My dad lives in Nevada, and it was just like a tough decision. But eventually I had to stop thinking about me. It was all about her now, and I knew he could help me. He could give me the support I needed. So I packed my shit and I moved across the United States, and it was the best decision I've ever made. Without him, I don't know what I would have done. He's such a good brother. He does everything I could ever ask for. I don't know, he's just a really good brother. On top of him being the best brother I could have ever asked for, besides my other brothers, I don't forget about you guys, don't worry. He's the best uncle to Aubrey. He's the best father figure I could have ever asked for. And yeah, I'm like holding her weird because she just like keeps her content. So throughout my pregnancy, it was tough. I didn't show very much emotion, so nobody really knew how, I wouldn't say depressed, but like I was sad a lot of the time, because obviously like being a single parent and knowing you're gonna be a single parent isn't the easiest thing to take in, and especially being 18, 19 years old. Well, I was 19 after I had her, but being 18 years old and pregnant, it's not easy at all. Like, it was so hard. I always knew I wanted to be a mom. It's definitely something I've always wanted. I just never expected it to be like this. But she is my entire fucking world. She's my best friend. It is so much fun watching her grow up. Yeah. She's almost 3 months, and she's just getting smarter and smarter and smarter and getting so strong. Huh, baby? You smile for the camera? You smile? Okay, so like a couple reasons I was just sad throughout my pregnancy, besides obviously knowing I'm gonna be a single parent, it's the body changes that you go through. My stretch marks got so bad, I will never be able to take belly pictures ever again, but that's life. So I'm slowly learning to love myself again. It's all the emotions, the mood swings, the amount of food you eat, which obviously wasn't that bad, but I definitely could have cut back the amount of food I ate. It's feeling lonely a lot of the time. I felt alone in this situation a lot. I obviously knew I wasn't alone. I have so much support. I have so many friends that I love so much, and I wouldn't be who I am without them. I have my family that I'm so lucky to have. Nobody really judged me in my family. Like, everyone was like shocked and surprised and was like, holy shit, like, you're about to have a fucking kid. But like, how else do you expect them to react, you know? My pregnancy was so miserable. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. Being pregnant was like something I did not, like, it's a feeling you don't ever expect. Like, it's amazing, yes, but for me it was so miserable, And during the time I was pregnant, I was like, I'm never doing this again. I never want another baby. Like, Aubrey's it. This is it. After I'm done, like, never having another kid. But then she was born. Oh my God, that feeling that you get as soon as you hold your baby is the most amazing feeling. I've never been so overwhelmed with happiness and joy, and like, I was like, wow, okay, I can do this about 10 more times. I don't care how miserable those 9 months are. I'm gonna have 10 babies in my lifetime because it's great. So my first trimester, I was sick for a long time. Like, I'm pretty sure it went into like half of my second trimester. I could barely work. And then my second trimester, it was easy. Like, it was smooth. It went by super fast. I ate a lot of food. My third trimester, that was pretty easy too. The first half was the easiest than the second half, obviously, because the second half, like the last month of pregnancy, fucking sucks. Let me tell you, you feel like a fat cow, and it feels like she's like hanging on, like it felt like she was hanging on to my ribs like they were goddamn monkey bars, and it felt like she was gonna drop out of me any second. But wouldn't trade it for the world because it's life. So I'm gonna get into like how I knew she was coming. I had a doctor's appointment on her due date, and we scheduled an induction because we thought this baby was never gonna come out. So we scheduled an induction for that next week, and that doctor's appointment, she checked my cervix to see if I was dilated at all, and I was still only 1 centimeter, and I was 1 centimeter for a few weeks before that, and it sucked. But then after that doctor's appointment, I got an ultrasound to make sure like everything was good, and we got to see her in like a 3D form, which was cool. I'll show that. And then after that doctor's appointment, I went and got food at Red Robin. Never forget that, because that was the last meal I ate before I had her. But during the time I was sitting in Red Robin, I got really bad pains, and they were contractions. And that was like the first time I got like real contractions. Like before that, I got like little Braxton Hicks, but they weren't that bad. But it started getting really painful, and this was a Monday, so that Monday was just long. I got contractions all day, but I was like, whatever, this baby isn't coming. Like, I couldn't believe it, so I kind of just like dealt with the pain. Monday night, I didn't sleep. I was screaming into my pillow all night long. I was crying my eyes out. I was all alone. Like, my brother and sister-in-law were sleeping, so I didn't want to wake them up. I felt really bad, so I just dealt with the pain all night long, and it was so bad. Like, this pain, I have never ever felt pain like that before. And then Tuesday, all day, like, I was home alone because my brother and sister-in-law were at work, and I was just dealing with the pain. I was in bed all day long, screaming my head off, crying my eyes out. I had no idea what to do. And then my sister got home around like 5 p.m. and she came in my room, and I was bawling my eyes out. She was like, okay, you should really call the doctor. So I called the doctor, told them what was going on, and they told me to come in, and I didn't get there until like 7:30 p.m. at night. Okay, this is like almost 48 hours after my contractions started. So I got to the hospital. They checked my cervix, and I was like 4 to 5 centimeters dilated, and they were like, okay, like, we're gonna put you in your room and get your epidural. And I was like, holy shit, like, this is really happening right now? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, okay, let's do this. So they took me to my room. About 30 minutes later, around like probably 8:30-ish, I got my epidural. That epidural, by the way, is a fucking lifesaver. I don't know how people can give birth naturally. I was dying before that epidural. So I got my epidural, and then like I had to lay in bed with a ball between my legs to help my cervix dilate more. And around 11, the doctor came in and she checked my cervix, and I was 10 centimeters dilated finally. And she was like, okay, like we're gonna wait for the other doctor to come in and you're gonna start pushing. So I started pushing around like 11:10 p.m. and this baby right there started coming out, and she was born at 11:19 p.m. and it was so great. I loved it. Like, okay, my labor was super easy. Even the doctor told me, like, when I have my baby, like, I hope my labor goes as smooth as yours did. And I was so grateful. Like, yes, my pregnancy, was miserable, and it sucked ass, but my labor was easy, and this baby is the perfect baby. She never really cries, like, at all, unless, I don't know, she has a reason to, but it's very rare. She's been the happiest baby I've ever met in my entire life. All she does is smile, literally, like, she's so happy. So I stayed in the hospital for like a day and a half, and then I could go home. I'm literally sitting here playing with like a nursing pad, so I'm gonna stop that. So that is that, pretty much it when it comes to my pregnancy. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for my next video, or if I'm even gonna do a next video, because I fucking suck at this, obviously. But if you watch this, I appreciate it. Olive, it's been quite the journey. Babies are great. I wouldn't trade her for the world, but let me tell you, it's a lot of work. It's really hard, but it's totally worth it. So make sure you like and subscribe. I'm probably gonna do more videos. I just don't know what they're gonna be of. It's probably just gonna be like May and Aubrey's life. So yeah, hope you enjoyed.
Woo!